Whether you're early, mid, or late game in Raid Shadow Legends, I'm willing to bet that at some point you have been stuck. You have built and invested in new champions, you've put together new teams, you take on the best content, but nothing happens. You either get the same score as last time, or you fall flat on your face, and all you're left really feeling is, damn, this absolutely sucks. In today's video, I have a bit of a case study in exactly this. I'm doing a takeover. It's an absolutely cracked out account with an absolutely ridiculous roster. Lots of money been spent on it, 100% sure about that, but it's just not going anywhere. No matter what he seems to do, he's never getting a better score. He's never really pushing to the next stage of content. He is just stuck. Today, we are going to fix that. And if you're feeling exactly the same way, we're going to help you get out of that little rut and we're going to get your account back on track. Let's do it. But guys, before we move ahead, just letting you know, I've got a new player promo link and it is waiting for you in the pinned comment and description of this video. It's going to get you off to a solid head start in Raid with a free legendary and 3 free epics as you level up your account. Here's what you need to do. You'll want to log out of Plarium and Play on your PC and uninstall the game. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email address. Launch Raid, complete your tutorial, go to your inbox and claim your first free champion. This is a good one, guys. Now back to the video. Okay, let's do this. In order to actually fix a problem, just like in real life, first off, we need to work out what the problem actually is. And when I look at this screen that's in front of me, I can already see what I think the problem is. When we factor in just how high level this account is, it's at nearly 30 million player power. When I look over here and see only 18 million silver and only 197 gems, plus I go to the summoning portal and see that we are completely starved on shards, and in particular mystery shards. I don't know if I've ever actually seen that few on an account. Then I come over to the tavern, see that we are pretty much starved of literally all of our brews. We've got hardly any chickens in reserve, and we have 0 legendary books. Then I now know what exactly is going on with this account, and it is a textbook case of someone that is trying to do absolutely everything, yet somehow achieving nothing. And if you play Raid like this, it's either going to eat away at your time and your sanity, or it is going to become absolutely best friends with your credit card because you're permanently trying to buy yourself out of situations. So, how do we actually go about fixing this? Very simple in theory, but actually doing it is a little bit more tricky. Discipline. And yes, you might think, Dan, who the hell are you to preach discipline online? Well, it's not about preaching, it's about just kind of actually maintaining some sort of enjoyment in this game where you're not basically fighting with your bank to buy more. If we look at this roster, I mean, what a thing of beauty. There are so many champs on here that I wish I had. We've got +3s, +2s. We've got a crazy amount of 6-star awakenings on our champions. All of the epics are cracked out beyond belief. And if we scroll down, it's the same with the rares. I mean, just look how many epics are fully leveled. And then look, we've even got just absolute tons of champions waiting in reserve to be leveled up. But if we keep scrolling down and we get to what I assume is food, look how many of them are like pre-leveled. This is absolutely insane. And no single human can actually maintain this roster whilst also actually getting stuff done in the game. So what do I mean by having a little bit of discipline? I noticed something when I clicked on skills. If we look here, then obviously we're going to see what champions are booked. And if I randomly start clicking around, more often than not, I'm going to land on a champion that has been fully booked. Now, just think of the sheer cost of doing something like that. Yes, you get lucky when it comes to clan boss sometimes. I feel like we used to be more lucky than we are now. I'm pretty sure there's been a little nerf in there somewhere. But think of just the amount, the hundreds, maybe even thousands of legendary books that have had to go into this account just to fill up these champion skills. And when I look at certain champions, I think, wow, I would never have booked that champion even if you paid me. The same is actually going to apply when we start to look at what champions have masteries. If I just randomly start clicking around, more often than not, I'm going to land on a champion that has got full masteries as well as full books. Now, just think about it for a second. Think of the sheer amount of runs through Mino in order to get that done. the sheer amount of energy that would have taken and the actual like real life time that would have taken as well. Or if we look at it as you buy your masteries with gems, think of how many hundreds of thousands of gems that must have cost. It is just insane. So the first thing this account needs to do is realize one very simple thing. Just because you have something, it doesn't mean you need to do anything with that something. Let's take a look at this champion here. This is not an overly used champion in 2025. It is Vassal of the Seal. Now, obviously, he has already been leveled past 5-star, which is, again, crazy because you just don't need to do that. You never actually need to take a champion fully all the way before you decide if you're actually going to use them or not. What you need to do is use them, see if you like them, and then invest in them. You're kind of doing it the wrong way around if you're trying to do it like this. But I'm liking the look of this. We've got no books, which is perfect. We've got no masteries, which means that all we've actually wasted on this champion is probably a bunch of brews, maybe some chickens, or maybe some food to actually make him 6-star. When you get a new champion, you don't need to just go crazy and build them. The best thing you can do is probably put them in the vault and wait until you've actually got resources to invest in them, because 9 times out of 10, your roster is already good enough as it is. And speaking of a roster being good as is, this is a textbook case of an absolutely amazing roster. With everything on the screen that I can see right now, I'm not entirely sure there's actually a bit of content in the game that you couldn't do. So my next thing that I'm going to say, which is a little bit like discipline, but it's also kind of awareness of your account. When you're at this level of play, you do not need to pull shards. Like, ancient shards and sacred shards are going to do pretty much nothing for this account, because on the off chance that you don't get a rare and instead you get a legendary, then all of a sudden you're just adding another mouth to feed on your account. And when you're starved of resources, what options do you actually have apart from either vault them and wait till later, or spend real life money, probably way too much money, to actually buy books to level up the champion, to then probably put them in the vault anyway? What this account needs to realize is it's not champions that it lacks, it's kind of focus and really good builds. Sure, when it comes to a 2x mythicals on Primal, I would say go mental, spend like crazy, stack out your account with mythicals, because they probably are going to bring a lot more to your account than you've already got. And the same would probably go for void legendaries. But when it comes to pretty much standard legendaries, this account does not need a single one more. It's actually kind of crazy. And I think we all get stuck in this little trap at one point because we just kind of want more. But if there's actually one thing I would say to this account, it's you don't need more champions. If you're going to spend money on maybe something like shards, maybe consider putting shards down for a little while and actually investing in soul stones. Because once again, as you can see here, we've hardly got any. Now, yes, you could argue new champions would beef up your roster and it might allow you to get a bit further in something like maybe Faction Wars or the Grim Forest that's coming out very soon. But what would really help this account out is finding your favorite champions and getting them 4, 5, or 6-star awakened, because the sheer stats that's going to bring is going to be way more of a changer of your account than a new champion that once again is just not quite going to cut it, because all of your good stuff has kind of gone everywhere else. The next thing I would say on this account, and this will apply to absolutely everybody, in 2025, we no longer need a massive roster of built champions. The greatest thing they ever put in this game was free gear removal plus gear presets. That has completely changed the way that we manage our roster. We no longer have to have, what have we got here, like over 200 built champions. That's just not how we need to play Raid anymore. Because of the gear presets, what it means is, let's take this champion here, Aphidus, the Hive Lord. He is in a very good build. I like this build. It's rocking nearly 7.5k attack with nearly 300% crit damage and going at 272 speed, 451 accuracy. This is a really solid late end game build. And whilst that's really good, the next time you try and build a champion that kind of has the same requirement, well, all of your best gear is already on this guy. So the next champion you build is just going to get weaker, and the one below that is going to be even weaker, and it goes on and on and on, and all that actually happens is the quality of your builds, they start strong, and as you branch out, they just get weaker and weaker. We no longer actually need to play raid like this in 2025 because of that free gear removal and the gear presets. What it allows us to actually do is have a stronger core, and we can just branch out from there simply using gear presets. As we'll see here, there really aren't any, but I'm gonna make a new one and I'm gonna go merciless best 1. Save it as a global preset. And now anytime I need to do any other content, a build like this would work really well for maybe someone like Wukong. So let's say I want to run Wukong through Faction Wars. I'm just going to pick the one I want because he's got 2, chuck the gear on him from Aphrodis, and boom, I do the content, move it back to Aphrodis. It's very simple. Now, we do have the Grim Forest launching very soon, maybe even by the time this video has come out, and naturally that's going to put a bit more strain on our accounts because it's going to require us having, well, 40 odd built champions. But you no longer need 150 built champions. You can just have an incredibly strong 50 and just branch out from there whenever you need to do content. It will save you so much aggro, and what it will mean is that your builds are actually always going to be good because you're always using your best gear. You're not splitting it down every time and just getting weaker and weaker as you go. And finally, to end this video, once again, this could apply to absolutely any player at any level. It all comes down to resources in this game. As you can see, this account is incredibly starved, but one of the biggest traps that absolutely everyone falls into is when we start to look at rewards for events. As we'll see here, we have gear enhancement. Now, forget about the progress for a second, and let's just look at the rewards and start to look at what rewards are on screen now that would actually benefit our account. Now, energy is going to be beneficial for absolutely everyone, same with gems. And if you were a low level account, then sure, maybe something like an ancient shard would be really good. But if this was my account, and this is better than my account, I would say, right, what is actually going to be good? Well, it's probably going to come down to souls. So we've got mortal soul coins here, they're going to be very helpful. We've got more energy, and then we've got immortal soul coins at 3,300 points. Now, because this is gear enhancement, that's probably going to cost you, I don't know, maybe 7 to 8 million silver. Quite a bit, but not too much. If we were to then jump up and essentially double it, all of a sudden finishing this event is going to cost you closer to 20 million silver. And when we look at those rewards, like an account like this is not going to benefit from an ancient shard. It's not going to benefit from a rank 4 chicken or greater oil, and certainly not an epic chaos ore. It's just flat, useless rubbish for an account like this. So back to discipline, when it comes to doing any event, especially outside of a fusion, just pick the reward you want, go up to it. I mean, I would go up to these immortal soul coins here, and then I would just stop. To me, that event would be done. Raid does not reward you for finishing every event, because I mean, look at what you would get as a reward. It's pretty much pitiful. And the same is probably going to apply when we click over here on the Gear Hunters event. It's the same story. To do 4,500 points, you're probably looking at 4,500 energy. For a 6-star epic chaos ore, that is absolutely miserable. Once again, pick what's going to work on your account and just stop there. And also, when it's not a fusion, you don't actually have to do the events. I happen to know the guy that has this account, and I know he's had to skip tons of fusions because he just didn't have enough resources to do them. If we think Gear Hunters as a massive drain on energy and gems, and we look at Gear Enhancement as a massive silver sink, we can then start to think of Champion Training as a massive chickens, food and brews sink, as well as books. You just don't have to do everything. Like I said at the beginning of this video, the more you try and actually do in this game, the more it will punish you and the less progress you will end up making. So that's all for this video. Yes, it's a little bit of tough love, but every now and then we just kind of need a bit of a slap to put us back on track. And I'm going to now do a whole lot of work on this account, of which there will be plenty of videos to come, I am sure. But Let me know in the comments below. Do you kind of relate to any of this? Because, well, I'm actually stuck at the moment on my account. My account needs a good old work through, and I need to really pick something to focus on and actually do it, especially with the new content of Grim Forest coming out. It's going to put a lot of strain on everyone's account. So just take note of what does happen if you don't have discipline on your account. Just pick something, stick with it, focus on that, and just do that. There's plenty of time. There's no reward for getting it done quickly. All of that good stuff will come to your accounts. Just play the game like a game, not like a full-time job. I promise you, you'll have a lot more fun doing it. You won't get quite so stressed out, and you won't get that horrible urge to quit when everything goes wrong. That's all from me today, guys. Bit of tough love, but sometimes it just needs to be said. Plenty more videos to come soon. Please leave a like and comment down below. See you on the next one.